expose of the same old story that I heard yesterday. Yeah, it goes the headlines, man. They all just go to plan. They're framed and fixed and rigged, and you know they're all just spam. So buckle down, plug right in, and close its way under your skin. Just got by from the things they spout, and it won't make you shout. Give me that good news, because I'm tired of the same old shit.
Hey, good morning, guys, and welcome to the grounds with Giles, Jones, and Schlegel. It's cold as whatever you would say outside, right? For you guys,
A witch's tit and a brass bra.
Well,
I never heard the brass bra,
I never heard the brass bra either.
but
I
that's
like
a
it.
good
I'm
one. I
gonna
guess
start
that's the
saying
reason
that.
they're cold. Then
Oh, yeah.
that brass bra was going to hold a little bit of
yeah.
temperature in it. So, oh my God, it's been a while. It's what, 3 weeks since I've been on the show? 4 weeks?
I think so. Well, you've been traveling the world, getting a tan.
Thank you.
Look at you.
Yes. Yeah.
Look at you. No,
I'm
it's
actually-
not a comp. No, don't say thank you.
What do you mean? You're welcome.
This fucking guy's sitting over here with a tan and a big smile on his face. It's been below zero for like 2 weeks.
Oh, I know, dude. I came back to it. I came back to it.
A shout out to our good friends John and his crew over there at Natural Therapy Wellness Center. Check them out. If 2025 has got you stressed out, go over there and get yourself a nice massage. www.mchenrymassage.com, 815-385-8190. And they'll take care of you like nobody else. I just sounded like an orange man. They're the best. Nobody else is going to be able to rub you down like Natural
Gonna
Therapy
be
Wellness.
huge.
Hot stones, they use boulders.
They use boulders, but they are awesome. Personal
Right
experience.
under here, you're going to see Uncle Pete. That's the URL. Join this show. It's the most unique show that we have here at 216 Creator Studios, where you, the person, can just come right in and be part of the show, which is absolutely fantastic. And a good shout out to our good friends over at JH Events and Flowers. Look, there's a lot of things right around the corner, like Valentine's Day, a lot of Hallmark stuff going on. Treat yourself to a nice live bundle of flowers. Check them out at jheventsandflowers.com.
And forget about it. Holiday, $5 Fridays.
$5 Friday. Right?
Every Friday.
It's always a good day to give.
Tell them you heard it here.
Yeah,
On
yeah,
the grounds.
yeah. It's always a good day to give your significant other a set of flowers. Those people over there, awesome.
Shayna says, good morning. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Shayna.
Here's the best thing. I chose a black hat, not knowing I'd be sitting on here, but it looks like my head is deformed.
It does.
Now you're not going to be able to unsee
Yeah.
it for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
Oh man, you need to take that hat off.
Pull it further down, and I feel like
Yeah, something
I feel like
because you
that'll
like got a
help.
flat spot in the back. There you
we
go.
go.
There you go. Now you're going all vato on us. Can I say that
That's-
online?
Doesn't do the same thing.
that is a different look.
Yeah,
That's
it like
a
cuts the
different
back
look.
of your head off.
And that
There he
totally
is.
changes your look. That changes your vibe. You pull the hat down farther.
Yeah, deformed more than usual. Yes, Don. Absolutely. So today,
Morning
three
time.
guys and their thoughts. Yep, not a real long show.
Well, depends on what thought you're asking about. Depends on what thought you're asking about.
Here's what I want to bring up is first of all, thanks. You went out of the country
Yes.
legally and came back
Well,
legally.
says you.
And I collect shot glasses, so I got a nice boot. Nice.
There's a real leather boot
leather.
too.
That's awesome.
That is really nice.
A stinky, but
thank you for that.
yeah, no problem. Hey, when you told me that, I laughed because, funny thing or not, that's one of the things
That's
that when we
cool
go
as hell.
every place we go, I'll buy a shot glass because that is something easy to remember, especially back in our drinking days.
Oh, yeah.
Although this vacation was a drinking vacation.
For you.
Yeah.
I haven't drank in years, like really drank, and we drank every day.
Listen, shout out to our team, our mobile team out in Anaheim, California. We got Drew Cappuccino and Tim Paul out there
NAM.
at NAM, National Association
Oh,
of Music
yeah.
Merchants. And check us out. Look, follow, subscribe live on Facebook, YouTube. They have some really kick-ass things going on right now at NAM. literally sat around and had lunch again with, Carmine Rojas, with Eddie Martinez, with Paige, the saxophone player for Pink Floyd.
Man, I wish I was there. Wish you were here.
We've got so. If you love music, we've got so many cool. And stay tuned with us. Like, smash the bell, subscribe, everything to us here at 216 Creator Studios, because we got so many cool interviews and footage and everything of NAMM. And there's going to be a great two-part interview with some of the board members of NAMM. And these people are like the big bigs in the music industry.
Cool.
And it's really cool.
Can't wait to hear that. That's awesome. Should we jump on a plane and go down,
Yeah,
gentlemen?
I wish I was out there. I couldn't make it this year. It was last year.
Yeah,
But we'll make it out.
huh?
We'll make it out next year. But Cappuccino and Tim Paul from
What's up, gentlemen?
the piano. Make sure they're doing a great job. Check them out. Watch for our lives, because they'll pop in
Yeah.
and do some cool lives.
Yeah, make sure you tell everybody about that for sure, man. Share it out there. Let everyone know that's a serious, crazy event out there. And you guys are blessed as hell to actually be out there. Like, holy cow. I mean, I don't think people even realize that when you mention it. It's kind of like, yeah, we're out there. I mean, you guys are sitting with the big wigs of the industry, and, which is great. It's a testament to how great you guys are, and, being owners of the station, right? And what you guys are doing. You guys are pushing it. You're growing. You're looking at different avenues. You know what I mean? You're stepping outside the typical bounds, I guess, of what was going on. And that's awesome. I love it. Love it.
Yeah, we got VIP access back there. It's great.
Oh my God. Wow. You know how many people be like, yeah, you're such a lying piece of crap. You know what I mean? To something like that. Because that's like stuff when people say, it's like, say what?
That's what
You're hanging out with Pink Floyd.
I know.
I mean,
Only
and it's
if there's
just,
salt on
but
the
here's
rim.
what's funny is because when you meet those people and you don't know who they are, right? They're just, and this is funny, but I mean, they're just normal people, right? They're you and me.
Carmine Rojas as the bass player for Santana.
Yeah.
Right. But if he's just a guy, you start talking to him and all of a sudden you're like, what do you do? You're like, really? Damn.
Yeah.
I go, well, wait, you put your pants on one leg at a time like I do? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, you got issues too? Oh, but you got a ton of money? All right. Well, can I get on your station?
That's when you find out dude just jumps out of bed 2 legs into his pants.
Yeah, he's got a
Guitar
special
in hand,
machine. He's
ready
got
to
a
rock
special
every morning.
machine, right? Like that's my warm up.
Like, sorry, no, this is how I get dressed every morning.
As he's brushing his teeth, he's got to magic brush his teeth.
Wait, oh, I'm sorry. You thought I was like you? No.
Yeah, no, I am totally different.
Shreds on the guitar in his bathrobe.
This is all I think. It's not only my passion; it's the way to wake up every day.
But here's what I want to talk about, and this is we're going to tiptoe the peanut butter line, but I want you to understand.
Oh Jesus, I'm not ready for this one.
And
I just got back.
What I want you to understand is this is more pointed towards the American public than it is about anything political or whatever, right? But here's the fun part. Fun part of being an American and watching America right now is for the last 4 years, we had one side, all right. We had one side saying, "Oh, you cheated and stole the election," and now the hamburger's flipped, and now we have the other side, or what's left, going, "Oh, you rigged the election." And,
do we? Are people saying that now?
Oh, quite a few of them. Yes. And I just kind of giggle to myself and say, we Americans are the stupidest motherfuckers that I know, because all that we ever do every 4 years is just flip the burger.
Yep.
Well, you just find someone else to blame.
We talked about this months ago, and I said that this was going to happen.
Right
after the election, I was like, it's going to happen in reverse now. Everybody's going to.
All right. So
it's never going to stop.
So great.
The human experience is something they got to have something to bitch about. And the funny thing is, they
Always.
bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch, and they're most likely the ones that bitch the most are the ones that do nothing about what they're bitching about. So, I mean, unlike you guys, like I said many times, I mean, I pay very little attention to what's on TV and all, or the news and stuff like that, because I mean, I do get it, but it's so stupid. It's like, why are people making such a big roust about it and, getting so crazy and spending so much time on it? Because this is just the way it is. You're not going to change it until you have a chance to vote. And does your vote change it? I don't know. Just do what you know is right? Do your life, do your job, do give your part to society and the world and your family and whoever is most important to you, what matters most to you.
Said that for
And-
years. Shane.
right,
I've
and-
said that for
And
years.
keep moving. What'd she say? Oh God, JFK, right?
How about the JFK thing?
How about it?
It
When
was
did it?
a
What year
weekend.
did it happen?
Back in the 60s.
We know our government's
1960s.
corrupt, right? So I mean, ain't gonna
Yeah.
change today for me.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? It gives me a little
So-
bit more of information
so
that may or may not.
Here's
be valid.
Here's how crazy people are. You know,
Okay.
my wife works for a school district, and she's got a lot of friends there, and a lot of her friends were then now saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm throwing away all the music I have for who sang
Kanye.
No, who sang America?
Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood. Thank you. And she did a great job, right? So stupid.
She always does.
So stupid.
She always does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, and because the support or whatever, I'm like, whatever happened in America where, and I don't know, ever since I've been born, I don't think the entire populace of the United States is like, we're behind this fella, right?
Yeah.
No, it's always, you love him, you hate him, whatever. But there was a time where that position held honor,
Mhm.
and right. So I mean, you're asked to. This is a once in a lifetime thing, perhaps, and you're asked to do, and you're a performer. Wouldn't you do it?
Depends who you are. Depends who you are entirely. Because a lot of people said they wouldn't. So, like, for me personally, absolutely, I'm doing it. You're paying me, I'm doing it.
Right.
It was like when everyone was all mad at Hulk Hogan because he spoke, and it was like, it's the Hulkster, man.
Right.
Like, you know, somebody called the Hulkster, and they're like, hey, you gotta come give a speech, and he's like, cool, like put it into my books, like it's part of my calendar.
Right.
And then everyone's like, you're a piece of shit, and he's like, what? The Hulkster just
$100,000,
right for
whatever.
like 20 minutes of speaking. Like, what are you talking about?
Off.
Right.
I mean, for something like that, depends the scrutiny you
Who
want to
wouldn't,
open
you
yourself
know?
up to.
But like what they keep showing because of Carrie Underwood, what's been circling around a lot is the January 2017 video from Snoop Dogg, where he's like, which of you Uncle Tom motherfuckers is gonna do this? Huh? I'm waiting. Which of you is gonna do it? And like that was for the first time around, and like it did not age well, you know.
Right.
And that's what it says on the video. It's like this didn't age real well, and it's just Snoop like calling out a bunch of people for it.
Right.
But like nothing's changed. I mean, here we are, 2025. Nothing's changed. We're still getting mad at Carrie Underwood for singing a song.
Right.
You know?
mean, look, I remember, back in, I don't know, the 70s, I was living in Dubuque, Iowa, and I think Jimmy Carter was, coming around, for his campaign, and I don't know, I just knew he was president.
You met Jimmy?
So we go to the parade or whatever, and then you get to shake the president's hand. Now I'm not even in, well, maybe right around double digits at 9-10 years old, right? And my dad holds me up like, that's the president. I reached my hand out to shake his hand, and he shakes it with his left hand. Now, I'm a little guy, right? I don't understand that as you're going through a crowd, you're not like, how are you, to everybody with a firm handshake. And I go, that was weird. He shook my hand with the wrong. He's the president of the United States. he was like, hey, with his left hand, because he was just right. I didn't know. I was like, he's the most powerful man in the free world. He doesn't know how to shake a hand.
Hold on. Also, could have been the turn to be like, well, wait, that's why he's the president of the United States. He can shake with both hands. He's efficient.
That is
right. Left hand, right hand.
Not when you're 8 or 9 years old.
But
no one handshake at that point. Right?
But
it's cool.
So
it's always
my
cool
question, my
regardless.
question that though, at 8 or 9 years old or 10 years older, is are you even thinking about that? To me, I would think you'd be more starstruck, right? But I don't know. I don't see me as a 10-year-old thinking about
5 years old.
how
He's
a
still
handshake
talking about it.
Right, I know, but that's why that's
burned in there.
Right, that's why I'm thinking about that train of thought. That's interesting. I mean, I don't know. At 10 years old, I never met the president, so I don't know how that would be left in my brain, right? I mean, such an awesome experience, but why does he shake with his left hand?
Yeah,
would that be left? You know what I mean? Like, Dad, did I do something wrong? No. So more like, would you go introspective and did I do something wrong with that? Like, why is this guy touching me different than other people?
Right. Well,
Damn it. Or shit. Yeah. Sorry.
Let's Let's say shaking hands.
You're funny.
Mike Tyson would think that could be.
That was really good, man. If I closed my eyes, I would have thought I was talking to Mike.
That's it.
Everybody
It's always
likes
cool meeting
Mike.
the leader of the free world. You know? Like I got a picture at home. My grandfather, he was the vice president of the Automotive Sales Insurance Association, or no, Automotive Sales Industry Association. So Asia. It was a thing back in the day.
You know.
But I got a picture of him shaking hands with Reagan in the Oval Office. So that's like they used to have a guy on standby that would just take that picture. You'd spend a lot of money, like have that picture printed out. Like people would think that was awesome.
Yeah. No, I did.
Cool memory.
I said, look, I was 8 or 9 years old. I still remember it.
Yeah.
It was a
And
nice
his girly handshake.
Nice sunny day. Yeah. You didn't understand, but they kept you back. But it was like a parade, so there was barricades. So I didn't think anything of it because you couldn't go in certain parts of the parade. But
But back then you actually had access to them still.
Yeah.
I mean, that was cool.
It's weirdly enough.
What's that?
The closest
What
I've ever
happened?
gotten to, I don't know. He just looked around. I thought something, makes me nervous. No, closest I ever got to a sitting president was Biden twice.
Oh, he came to town.
Yeah, once at MCC.
Yeah.
So I actually got a picture. He's holding my nephew.
Nice.
They got a picture. So so they got, of course they took the picture at a weird time. They never used it. He gave him a hug.
Nice.
So my nephew runs up and gives him a hug, but he's like,
Right. Hello.
right. So the picture isn't great. And then it's funny because Pritzker was also here and he's got his hand out like this on his head, like full arms length away from him. It was about the funniest. They were the funniest two side-by-side pictures you ever saw.
Right.
And then, so weirdly enough, in Ireland, he drove past and he was going like this down the street in Dublin. And we're like, oh, what's going on? They're like, it's the president of the United States. I'm like, oh, sure is. How odd.
Yeah.
Why is he here?
For whatever reason, I don't know. I might have been at a basketball when Biden was here. Otherwise, I would have gone. I mean, that's a cool thing.
Yeah.
It's the president of the United States.
And he was at MTC.
Yeah, right.
And you worked there.
No, I wasn't.
That's a bummer.
That day. I don't know.
No, I know, but still, how cool is that? The president came to your job.
See, and I like that. I like that too because it looks like your boots. That's the
Yeah,
first thing
yeah.
I saw. That when we were
Yeah.
walking around, I'm looking at all these because they got. Well, I shouldn't say you've never been there, but in Mexico, dude, that's one of the big things is all their handmade stuff, right? Obviously, leathers
Bill
and clays
Clinton,
and stuff
Bill
like
Clinton.
that.
Yeah.
That was,
Hey, man, there was a time where if you had a picture of Bill Clinton holding a saxophone with his arm around you, you were the man.
Yeah,
There was nothing, or the woman, nothing cooler than that.
you were it, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I never really got any super real excitement off of that stuff for whatever reason. I mean, I do. I mean, if I met the president like you, different story. But I mean,
I don't get that way over athletes. A lot of people get crazy over athletes. I don't get that way over athletes or movie stars. They're just people to me.
dude, I grew up with Kevin Butler living 5 doors down from me.
Oh, the butthead?
Yeah. So back when the Bears in '85, actually, he lived directly across the street from one of my best friends growing up.
Yeah.
So I saw all those guys all the time and never thought really twice of it. And now it's like, holy fuck, because I was around,
Well, they won in Chicago.
right. Well, it was a McMahon. I mean, I saw McMahon all the time, Butler, Hampton, Peyton didn't come over that much, but Kevin always had his parties over there.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
we never realized because it was just his neighbor.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know
We didn't live in a real nice neighborhood. It was just that house was lit on the lake, and they were decent houses, right? They didn't have kids, so it was just that was just your neighbor. But all these other guys are coming over, fridge, and
Yeah.
dude, it was crazy. And then all of a sudden, our friend Carl Pekarski starts doing all the working for the
And
equipment
ladies
thing.
and gentlemen, what Scott is referring to is the last time that the Chicago
Bears actually were good. Yeah, I haven't wasted any time since then, but yeah, not to mention during that time. So I mean, we were getting shirts and stuff like that, and pictures of us hanging out with them, and you don't even realize that stuff.
Yeah, no.
Just normal human beings.
And there
other than huge.
there's an etiquette to it. Like you gotta be. It depends on where you are, right? Like if you're at a stadium, go nuts when you see an athlete. But if you're at a Whole Foods, leave them alone. I saw Cutler go absolutely nuts on somebody at a Whole Foods one time.
Yeah, time and place. That's a hard thing about.
I used to live in Chicago, right next to him. And like you see all these guys all the time, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, you know who that is?" And like I'm not a big sports guy, so I'm like, "No, I don't know who that is." They're like, "Oh, he's a pitcher for the Cubs," and I'm like, "Oh, it's XYZ." They're like, "No, he's like the third pitcher," and I'm like, "Oh, cool."
That'd be the way I am now. If you ask me anything, I have no idea on anybody.
There was a Cubs pitcher, Jason something, a few years back.
There was a time I was out in Libertyville at the picnic basket right by the square there. Nice little
that nice little restaurant on the corner there. Yep.
And,
picnic
and
basket.
it was Coach Papa and I, and we were grabbing lunch, and around the corner comes the big hurt, right? Frank Thomas from the White Sox, huge
In Libertyville?
yeah, huge,
Nice.
right? And I was like, oh. And he's walking. All he wants to do is get lunch. He's walking. I'm like, "Oh, hey Frank, how are you?" He goes, "Hey, how are you?" You know,
How's your tea?
Right.
How's your
No,
low
that-
tea?
well, that's all I said, right? Because it was Frank Thomas, and Coach goes, "Who's that?" I go, "It's Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt." Now, Coach is a diehard Cubs fan,
Yeah.
and it doesn't. I go, "Big Hurt, Chicago White Sox." Oh, and then of course, Coach, "Hey, can I get a selfie?" Hey, Frank, starts bothering me. Like, don't bother the guy. He's just here having lunch, And then Frank was really nice. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's fine, it's fine." And
When was
Coach-
this? How many years?
Oh, this is 4 years ago, 5 years. maybe
Oh, okay.
6.
So it's fairly recent.
But it, and then Coach is Coach, of course. He's like, "Oh, I'm a Cubs fan." I'm just like,
Awesome.
Hey, thanks for the picture. I like the Cubs, though. Like, screw you, pal.
and I'm looking at Frank like,
that totally makes sense. That's a good one.
That's
That's a good one.
Amazing though.
Uh,
No, that's always cool when that happens. You're just out somewhere,
Yeah.
you see somebody like that,
Yeah.
it pops up, like,
Yeah.
it's neat.
yeah, but again, I don't watch movies, right? So I could walk by a movie star unless it's somebody from the 80s or something, it's one of the little rat packs or whatever they are, but that were in 16 Candles, all those people. Hey,
So if Molly
yeah,
Ringwald walks in right now,
Isn't that Molly Ringwald? What?
Yeah.
Chad Nelson.
But I don't.
Breakfast
Yeah.
Club?
Yeah.
Need to go to the library all day. Write some papers.
Yeah. Other than that.
Oh, that's
you know.
funny. That's funny.
Other than that, but yeah, to me, it's I'm laughing at the entire breadth of Americans because
Yeah.
there's all the posts. If you go back 4 years, they are literally posting things that they fought against. They're just on the other side. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Americans are just.
It is stupid.
The Americans.
Why? And that's why I don't pay attention to it. Fucking, that's why that's what makes the American people the American people, right? I mean,
Yeah. Hey,
I mean, let's be real.
I want to give a shout out to Tom Odell, of course, Tom from Tom's Productions, and let me tell you something, brother. A great podcast here on the station, and we had a podcast for a long time, for several years, called "Questions You Never Thought You Could Ask in Church." And Dave Gadini was the guy who kind of backed that, Pastor Dave. Unfortunately, on Tuesday night, his 23-year-old daughter passed from lost her battle to cancer, right? And I want to give a shout out to Tom. That was Tom's goddaughter, and Dave, and
Damn.
it's hard for me to bring it up. Love you guys, and if y'all need anything during this time, let us know. But that's the other. I just cancer. I hate it. 23 years old.
Yeah.
And
You just never know, man.
Hands.
Right.
And tough. Yeah.
And that I don't even know how to answer that. That's one of the worst fears worst nightmares you could ever think of. You know what I mean? And that's
parents aren't supposed to bury their kids. The kids are
no,
supposed to
right,
bury
exactly.
their
And that's
Well, no kid should have to deal with that.
Right.
No
They
kid
should.
Like hell.
nobody should have to deal with any of that. But unfortunately, it's a fact of life, and that's one reason. Like, I mean, some people get. I don't know. I guess
she fought like hell.
Right.
And,
and
good Lord,
only the good die young.
As Matt Barafato, the Purpose Hunter, says, is nobody knows your COD, your checkout date.
Right.
And that's God's plan. And it's but yeah, I didn't really know the young lady, but I do know the family, and
Right.
well,
Yeah.
that's all I can say. It's hard.
That's unfortunate.
And it's horrible, and it's unfortunate, and it's a fact of life. And that's, and I don't mean to put this into a positive mental attitude spin, but that's honestly, guys, that's why, because I hear this and see this shit all the time, right? More than I want to. That's why I live the way I do live and do the things the way I do.
Out and in anxiety.
I'm not, dude, I'm not stressed out from what I do. Listen, hold on. Let's make sure you understand that. Yeah.
I love you for that. Right?
No, but I mean, I understand, right, that I do have a checkout date, and I don't know when that is, right? Yeah. And there is stress and anxiety and pressures and things that everybody has in this life, right? Do I have more than most? Probably. Are some of them self-induced? I mean, Absolutely.
Look, sit up here so people get a good look at you. He says, do I have more than most? He's 24 years old.
You fuck.
Look at it.
I just straightened up for that. 24 years old.
This guy all stretched out over his chair with a big smile in his hand, and he's like, life is difficult. Yeah, I'll tell you what. It's
Listen,
and Scott.
Hey, I'll tell you what. You know what? It's funny because people say that, what is it? Don't judge a man until you walk a mile in his shoes. So from the outside, my life probably looks great. You know what? 10 and a half.
All right, I can walk a mile in your shoes.
Yeah, so all right, we can try it.
No,
but so just because I am who I am and I do the things I do doesn't mean I don't have problems. The only right, but the only difference, like, and I'm going to say between my problems and your problems, if you can say that, right? If it's going to come in like a monetary thing, is mine are just more expensive. I have the same problems at home as you. I have, you don't have kids, so you don't have that issue yet. Yeah. But if you have kids, you will have that issue, right? Exactly, right. Family issues, friends dying, problems, people fucking you over. Yeah, it's all the same, right? We're all get right. You don't know what that person next to you is going through, and this is the one thing I like to talk about a lot, right? You don't know what that guy's going through. He might have more money to get himself out of problem, but still same problems, right? It just costs him more, right? So it's what we choose and how we choose to live. Some of the stress and anxiety that you threw at me is definitely self-imposed, but I live, but I choose that, right? Because every day you have choices, hundreds of them, a lot that are made without even thinking about. Yeah. I choose to do it, and that's my choice, right? And life is too short. I don't know. So if I get the opportunity to do something, hanging out with you, doing the show, man camp, whatever it may be. Like yesterday, I don't know how much snow we're going to have this year. I made sure that I scheduled my afternoon to where I could have my grandkids over because my backyard's sloped. Yeah. So we tobogganed, you know what I mean? Because I don't know, because the last time I was here for a day. I try to take advantage of what's in front of me at that point in time without sacrificing, what I say in my mind, WMI, what's most important, right? What do I need to get done today? And then after that's done, what am I going to do for myself or my family, right? So that's, and I'm going long on this, but I feel bad for those people. Right. Well, thank you. But that's what I mean. That's what's most important. And that's a lot of things. But that's a big thing I don't think a lot of people even get in this world, is because our checkout date is not we have no idea. Right. So why not enjoy it? Why that's why I don't get how many people spend so much time bitching about other people and what they do with their life. Like, why do you care? Like, I mean, I understand somewhat why do you care, but why don't you understand that is just such a frivolous, nonsensical way to waste the time that, that the world has given you, the God has given you, whatever you believe in, the universe has given you. Why do you waste it on stupid shit, bitching about this and bitching about that? You have no control over. I mean, we have no control over really almost everything in our lives, really, except ourselves and what we choose to do at that any given moment. That's the only control us as a human have. Yeah. So I choose to enjoy it. And then I love when you guys rib me, because I'm like, you guys could theoretically do the same thing. Kent's a brilliant man. He can do whatever he wants. He puts his mind to it and he does it. You know what I mean? He's an awesome coach. He's an awesome coach, an awesome parent, an awesome friend. The comments and the wisdom that comes out of his mouth just reinstills in the fact at me that I'm on the right path. Yeah. Right. No matter how many people in this world think I'm not, or that I'm whatever I am, for me, I just say, fuck yeah, I'm me. My checkout date's when, and I'm going to make sure that by that time I'm going to experience as much as I can and love as much as I can and give as much as I can to as many people that I've allowed to be in my life.
Is that better?
That's awesome, actually.
It's not too bad. I mean, it throws a shadow. You're nice and bright. Whoa, no, that sucks. That's too much.
Is that too much? It'll adjust.
I don't care. I'm all orange anyway, like the man.
The blinking lights are giving me epilepsy.
Oh, yeah, I'm all orange anyway. It's going away quickly though, man. God, I tell you, coming back here, it's like starting to fade. We need to go back. Let's go.
Never been there.
Well, we're already booked. We literally last night just booked next year. We're doing it for 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
So why don't you come? Why don't you come down for one of them? I got the house covered. You just get the flight.
It's tough because that's basketball season.
Oh fuck, it is,
Right
isn't
in
it?
the middle. Right in the middle.
Well, could we like injure the? How could we like put a like
injure his players?
a hiatus? No, on the league, like a hiatus. Like we have to have a break time. We'll bring them all. Hey, we got a place down in Mexico. We can go hang out for a week.
Yeah, I know that.
And we can practice.
Band camp, we go down
Yeah,
with-
yeah. Yeah, there you go, dude. Why not? She'd be all right with it. She's got her own bedroom. She doesn't have to listen to everybody all day long. That's the one thing about my wife. She
Call
would
it
be all right with
basketball
it.
camp. We'll just take the girls with.
That's why we're still married. Yeah, bring the girls. Let them play
We'll
basketball
get
in
a
the
couple of
85
school
degree
buses and
humid
a whole
heat.
bunch.
I don't think-
Oh,
I
that's
don't
one
think
thing.
that's in the junior
That's
college
one
budget.
thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, probably not.
oh.
Scott's offering.
So here, I don't have any. I didn't really take any pictures. My wife had it. My phone was really not with me at all the whole time. But I was so mad. So school, right, in the morning, traffic jam, traffic, stuff like that. In Isla Mujeres, it's the craziest thing ever. So I'm assuming school starts at like 7:10 or 7:15 in the morning ish, right? Well, in Mexico and on the island, most people drive scooters, little 50cc Honda Sprees and stuff like that, right? And it was like 6:57 every morning. Streets were barely empty, right? You'd have the people coming and going. So all of a sudden, 6:57, it was like somebody just like clicked their fingers, and it was just like it was a mess. And it was everybody with 3 and 4 people on these scooters, baby hanging out of mom's arm, and the kids in there, because the kids there, they're very serious about their education, right? And they're dressed to color in their skirts, for the girls, for whatever.
Yeah.
It's like 7 minutes worth of just like crazy freaking traffic of all these people going, and like you're looking, going, mom's on the seat and the 2 kids standing in front of her holding the handlebars, going to school. It's like, and then 7 minutes later, so it's like,
gone.
Yeah, like, okay, that was rush hour. You got kids hanging off your arm like it's nothing. There's no tomorrow.
Welcome.
So,
We got a yes. I'm not sure what that's to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jessica.
No, about basketball season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that really sucks.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't think
probably a
about
yes to
that one. I
basketball
would love
camp.
to.
Yeah.
I'd love to
Scott
have
paying
you
for
out
it.
there.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
Dude, I'd love to have you out there.
It's folks, you're listening to The Grounds, the most unique show we have. You can throw that link into your URL. Uncle Pete, God rest his soul, right there. Amazing we keep that guy alive.
Yeah.
He's up in heaven. You get my face off this fucking show.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, you can throw that right in there, be part of this show. We're just chit chatting away today. No topic really, a little bit everywhere.
What?
But that's the joy of The Grounds, and you can't have this delicious nectar if you can't get some dirty grounds.
Yeah. Can I stay on that last subject with you for a question?
Wherever you want to.
Well, so no, but like I love.
Is that our new slogan?
What's
You
that?
can't get this delicious nectar without a couple of
That's right.
dirty grounds.
That's right.
Dude, that's a perfect one.
It's off the dome.
That's the way it is, right?
I'm a
Grounds
morning
get
guy.
dirty. Grounds
It
get dirty.
made our show. It gave our show so much more edge.
Yeah.
I feel like
So much more
That's that delicious nectar.
Yeah,
delicious nectar.
Yeah, so no,
We were going down that way. We were
Vibing
going
of the
down that
delicious
path for a while
nectar.
with that girl and that coffee. We were having.
Sorry, you got to deal with the dirty grounds over here.
Right. That's right. But
Dude, that's part of life. Every day, got to deal with them dirty
I need
grounds.
to go get some more delicious.
Some more deliciousness. Want to get me some hot water?
You want some hot water, buddy?
Yeah, if you don't mind, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. What do you?
Appreciate it.
yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
you got your
So,
bags in there?
Yeah,
Feel me a
yeah.
grape while you're in
So yeah, so if you can hear me loud enough while you're in there, but so obviously with your friend, that's just freaking horrible. But
Yeah.
would you, if you could, want to know your checkout date?
No. Mm-mm. I think we do. I mean, I think it's written in the book of life. We put it in there. We just we don't access that piece of our soul.
What do you mean?
Our brain. But,
so you think in our brain, in a sector that's not open right now to us cognitively?
Well, I mean,
if we have our date that our brain's
on,
gonna.
It depends on your theology. It depends on what you believe. So this young lady, a lot of people believe, okay, she was a good Christian, she led a good life, and now she's in heaven.
So right? She can guide people from up there.
That makes us feel good. Is there recycling of souls? Is there? In other words, do you grow up and God says, okay, write the next chapter, and then you come back as somebody else or something else, and there's all these experiences. Your soul gets recycled, right?
Reincarnation.
To which a lot of Christians will say, hey, you believe in Christ and you will never die. Well, what's that mean?
Right. Well.
Right.
Right.
That might mean that you get recycled. I don't know.
That's one of those questions you can eternally ponder on which direction to go there, right?
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I like listening to so many different directions that people go.
Yeah.
And try to figure it out. You know me. I try to keep things simple. Yeah. I know you guys tease me all the time about all the stuff I do, and it's not that I'm not simple, but I mean, I do a lot of things, but everything that I do, I feel is simple, and I like to look at it that way. And something like that for me is like, I don't even think being religious or I guess it's just one of those things that's so fascinating how you can look at it so differently. Like, so obviously just came back from vacation, met some really cool people out there, talked about a lot of things, and the culture in Mexico is very religious, the Mayans. Right.
Yeah.
And so I got into some conversations with people about this stuff. Right.
Yeah.
And they look at it a little bit differently than, most of Catholicism and stuff like that. But it's just really interesting how they look at it so much differently and how they think the world is blended or gives them life.
Yeah.
Right. Because I mean, the world does give us life. It's not, I don't think a person gives us life. The world gives us life, the energy and everything. Correct. Right. I mean, so it's just interesting when you say that, because there's some days that, I almost feel like I would want to know my checkout date, because there are certain things that I want to accomplish in my lifetime that is good for everybody around, I feel, right? But it's a slow process. If I knew, do I need to speed that process up? And that's part of the reason, a little bit of the stress that I do give myself, right? Like pushing myself to make sure that my purpose is going to be fulfilled before I do check out of this wonderful area, this wonderful blue orb, right?
If you knew the date, I feel like it would give you the opportunity to do all the things that you wanted to do,
or plan easily and accordingly.
But ultimately, I don't think that would be a good thing. I mean, Pandora's box, right? Like,
right.
The fact that we don't know is what keeps us going every day. It gets us out of bed in the morning. If you knew you were going to die next week, what would be the point of life? You know what I mean? Like, you keep going every day. Right. You act as though it's your last day. You embrace life as though it's your last day, because you don't know. And it's that attitude. If you did know, life would be a very different experience.
You just said embrace the day like it is your last day. And I'm glad you said that, because that's the mindset that I portray, right? I don't wake up every day and go, fuck, I'm going to die today. I got to go do something stupid.
The way you drive that truck,
or you know what I mean?
Your last day,
dude, I knew that I'm like, look at this old lady in front of me. Like, look at this old lady.
This guy's zipping down Main Street like he's like he's in a hurry to crash.
Well, I wanted to be here. Hey, I'm going to listen, I'm going to tell you something with that, right? You're not wrong. I absolutely abhor being late. Even to something that is simple, and I don't want to say simple, but the podcast, right? It comes on at 7:30. Yes, it's not like we're going to get fired or anything, but to me, 7:30 is when we start.
Yeah.
Right. And I respect everyone else's time, right? And which I hope everyone respects my time. So I'm here at 7:30. This man has a life outside of here, so I want to make sure I'm here. So I try to get there, right? I do not like to mess with people.
I try to leave.
That is
my
really
house
important.
With enough time to get here to make a pot of coffee before the show starts.
See, but but for me, it upsets me when people don't do that. They lollygag in, because then you're not respecting me or my time. So why give you part of my life when I don't know when I'm going to check out? So That's
Well, punctuality
So-
is a virtue.
that's why I love Kent.
So here's the deal. The deal is
Uh-oh.
this. The deal is this.
What's the deal?
You don't live your life like it's the lag. Because you're like, if I knew, I would do things differently.
No,
Yeah.
I said if I knew, would I do things
And,
differently?
and you're like, yeah, because there's things I want to get done.
Yeah.
So your life is your life, and you're living it the way it is. The unfortunate thing is, humans try to put something that exists beyond time and space, and the creator, the energy, the super energy, God, whatever you want to call it,
Mhm.
is so massive that our little human brains can't comprehend. And so we say, oh, well, if I knew God's will, then I would do A, B, C, and D.
Mhm.
Well, you in your book of life, you've written, this is what I'm going to do this time around. This is what I'm going to try to be this time around, right?
Yeah.
And you're living that's called karma as well, right?
Yeah.
You come back and you're like, hey, let me try to do it better. And again, that'll infuriate a lot of Christians, because I die and I go sit on the clouds of the streets of gold with God. Well,
Yeah.
who says we're not doing that here on this earth?
Rare.
And our soul gets recycled. And he goes, great job. Try again. Or she, whatever.
Yeah.
God, right? Great job. Go try again.
Yeah.
Right? Can
That's
you do
an-
better this time?
That's an interesting
Right?
concept.
It is.
And because I, in my heart,
I don't think so, because I think the world would be a better place if they're
Not
recycling.
necessarily. I mean, because
Why?
because in my heart of hearts, believe that Jesus is my Savior, and thus you shall have eternal life. So my soul gets recycled.
Mhm.
Try again.
And
Try
then,
again.
and then if you take that farther, what's to stop that logic from saying that? I mean, because we are talking about concepts like time and space and things that the human brain can't comprehend. What's to say that I don't die, my soul gets recycled, and then I'm born as you or Scott or anybody else? Maybe I am everyone and everything, and that's
Right.
why we should probably treat each other better, because you don't know if that's the case.
Right. So
Hey,
there was a
so
time,
work hard and be nice to
right?
people, is
So-
what you're saying.
So there was a time. There was a time that we were all up there right next to each other, like, hey, we were having a good time up there laughing, and go, hey, at some point in our next life, we got to meet. And we have. And now we're doing this dumb thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why is there love? Why do you know that that's the woman for you or the man for you? Why do you know? It's just like, I knew as soon as I just knew.
Yeah.
I knew Alice for 2.5 months, asked her to marry me. I just knew. Now we're 34, going to be 34 years, 33 years, 33 years, right?
Well, let's be honest. She's the first one that, kissed you and,
Oh,
Touch the
said
pee-pee.
your touch to peep, get one pee-pee touch.
Yeah.
oh,
You're like,
no.
okay, I'm in.
No.
It's
I was the first one.
He was
and I know you. I know
right
you.
there in the back of that
I know
Geo
you-
Metro.
I know. Yeah.
I knew she was the one for
She
me.
was the one. We ordered McDonald's and holy cow. Wait, and I'm sorry, you said it, and it didn't register in my brain. How old were you guys when you met again?
But what were we? 20. She was 19. I was 20. Hey, Eric. Good morning, brother. Yes. Huge
One
shrinkage
pee-pee touch.
up there.
Planning a 2-week vacation. Well, that's got set rules. That's got set logic. You've got a set plan. Don? Like
Yeah.
there's nothing said
True.
about talking about what happens after.
Oh.
It's all conjecture. It's
I
all
have-
what we believe. It's all personal belief and what
Tony
we
Soprano says everything just goes black.
and don't even get me started on the Sopranos ending. But no, I mean 100%. I don't know if that's true. I think a lot. I mean, I'm trying to think, right? Because you plan a 2-week vacation, you do spend a lot of time, and you're coming up with plans and syllabuses and stuff for your vacation. But I don't know, I've spent a ridiculous amount of time thinking about my own mortality. So I feel like that can't possibly be true. But
Don's,
he said most people, so I don't know what.
so
other people
right,
think.
Don's not wrong. They did for whatever reason, someone decided to do a study on it, right? And for me, I've actually asked people that other friends and stuff, how much time they spend and how much energy they spend on vacation. I mean, in the big picture of it, super simple. Like Deidre I already have next year's vacation pretty much done in
Okay.
5 hours. Well, I mean, we talked about it while we were there and stuff,
Yeah.
but whatever. Yeah, you do spend time because you want to make sure it's right. But a lot of people spend way more time way more energy. And that's why I love when Don brought that
There's
up.
a lot to do in
Trying to
3
figure
weeks. I mean,
No, there's not. That's the whole idea.
I enjoy a long weekend.
Hey, that's the whole idea. There's not a whole lot to do, dude.
Yeah.
I was on You want to know what my days consisted of while we were there?
Eric, we've been all over the map.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And again, the title is Three Guys and Their Thoughts. Yep, not a long show.
But see, no, so
Not true.
So my wedding vacation, 3 weeks overseas, multiple countries.
Yeah.
I flipped open a book and I selected 3 different packages that went around to the cities I wanted to see.
Yeah.
And then I went to a third package and I was like, I'll stay on this vineyard. That was like I probably spent more time on the show so far this morning than I did planning that entire vacation.
Yeah. Don says,
well, a lot of people,
years.
but with that, a lot of people do that. It's the most important. You know, if people even just spent an hour every other week, every 2 weeks, just thinking about plans for future simple things.
Yeah.
Right. Their lives would be so much better. So I get that people get distracted.
Eric says your wife selected one package.
Yeah. That's right.
That's right.
And that's the thing is it takes
Even
so
if
much
it's a
small,
one,
right? And it's just those small
I don't
little
have to
things.
pay as much for delivery, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I like that one. No delivery fees, bro. No deliveries. Well, I pay delivery fees actually in the long run if you think about it, but you know.
Yeah. I mean, that's why to me, I would like, if we're going on a vacation, I've taught Alice to not panic on vacation, right? So vacation, she
panic.
Yeah. So an anxiety, whatever you want to call it, right? But her dad is an engineer, so it was, hey, we're going to go here and we're going to do this. We're going to leave at this time.
Yep. Very regimented.
We're going to go with this. And when we were first married, it was okay. We're going to get bing, and we got to do bing, and it's not enjoyable. It's oh my god,
it's exhausting. It's exhausting,
and you come home more tired. And then we started camping. Right, Spencer was in the Boy Scouts, and she's like, "Oh, I do not want to do any camping." I said, "Listen, you and Ashley will just have fun. We will tent camp. Spencer and I'll take care of everything. You don't have to cook. You don't, right?" And she learned how to just do nothing. And now when we go on vacation, over spring break, we're going to head out to see Spence and his wife, Abby.
That's awesome.
And it's just like, look, we're just going to go. And we'll go to the beach one day, whatever. Maybe not go to the beach. Maybe we'll go shopping. Maybe whatever happens. Maybe we'll go walk through, an aircraft carrier. Yeah. Whatever the case may be, right? We'll end up going to the next because you can get good stuff that is tax-free, on the military base.
Awesome. Always.
And pizza is heaven.
Mexico, right? They call that duty-free.
Pizza is heaven. But now we do things where she's just like, oh, well, whatever, we'll get up. And now what we try to find is, Airbnbs or whatever, where, we can have a kitchen and,
cook for yourself.
If we cook for ourselves, you run to Publix, you get the food, whatever. And then there's no rush. There's no hurry. Yeah. If you're like, hey, what do you want to do? I don't know. Let's get up at 10 in the morning and then we'll go sit by the pool, whatever the case may be.
Sounds like a lovely vacation to me.
Airbnb totally changed the way that I vacation and
changed the way everyone vacations.
Well, or specifically in the United States, because I'll tell you, going out to a country I've never been, I still want somebody to probably show me around, maybe drive me around. Yeah. So that's still all well and good. But Sam and I went to DC.
Yeah, you always want to confront. You always want to friend a local.
Right. I've never been to DC before, so I was like, we could stay.
You're not missing much.
Why, right?
Why? Yeah.
So went on an Airbnb, found a historic brownstone right off of Pennsylvania Avenue.
Cool.
All right. And cool. So you get the key and then you just get to pretend you live there for a week, right?
Right.
And that's how I found out after Airbnb was invented. That's how I like to vacation. I like to go a place and just pretend I live there. Wake up in the morning, take a shower.
That changed everything.
Take
You're
Sam out to breakfast at the local restaurant.
It's such a much different experience because it's more homey, right? You're not in a hotel. You're not surrounded by everybody else. You've got the amenities of a home, right? And a lot of times they'll have booklets in there that'll tell you all the local stuff, what's going on.
And they paid memberships. So they in that booklet, there's there's like the membership cards to all these like local restaurants that this guy
Correct.
pays
That's what I
for.
mean. That's what I mean. They
So,
got their
like,
house book.
Yeah, I got to go
Yeah.
to places that you have to have a membership to. I was like, and
Yep.
it was $80 a night.
Yeah.
Yep.
$30 cleaning fee per
Yeah.
night.
Right.
I was
But-
like, that's crazy.
So that's one of the reasons that you probably chose their Airbnb, dude. That's big money. That's a big business. People
So-
don't really realize that most of the houses, depending on where you're at, if you're renting them out, most of them, it comes out to about 14 days a month,
Yeah.
and you're cash
So-
flowing. Like,
so
how
Eric-
hard is that?
Eric says, for me, the best vacations are, I like the long weekends too. I don't need to be gone for a week or two. Long weekend is good. I like that. And he says, real talk, I feel like I've built the life I don't need a vacation from. I'm the same way. My life is pretty good all the time. And I've built it to a point where if I want to go do, I mean, Scott, you too. You're all right. Hey, I want to go do something, we go do it. And,
Right.
you
Well,
know, if we
that's-
afford it,
right.
whatever. You take a look at it and say, okay, let's go.
Well, and that's a thing. It's an interesting comment that he makes up because, vacation is a mindset, and
Well, like
I don't
Dad
need. I don't need a vacation. I want to vacation. I
Well,
want to go to different places. I want to get out of my typical everyday routines because I absolutely freaking love what I do. I mean, I enjoy myself from the second, not obviously every minute of the day. I'm human. I mean, I got problems. Don't get me wrong, but I do really love what I do. I wake up. I have my planned fucking headaches,
Yeah.
basically,
so
right?
That's what
So-
your dad says. I've always considered a vacation as escaping reality.
I
A
don't.
lot
Well,
of people,
a lot of people look at it as escaping reality, and for me, it's the wrong mindset because then you just come back, let's say, and then it just slaps you back in the face. No, it's hey,
Agreed.
you know what? My reality is that I'm working my ass off, and I want to go sit like my wife and I. Like our day was the same every day. We would wake up, breakfast, go sit on the beach, we'd snorkel, we'd sun, right? So it's just living your life and doing what you want to do when you want to do it,
Well,
right?
I
And
found-
appreciating that fact that I don't have to do something today because I did work really hard, and I'm just going to hang with my wife without all the outside noise.
I found the type of people that walk around at work or in their normal life and they say things like, man, I really need a vacation, or I can't wait to take a vacation. Like, I don't like coming to
Mindset.
work. I don't want to be at work.
Yeah.
When you go on vacation, you're not going to have a great time. And
Mm-mm.
that's just that I've always
You're going to be
found that
thinking
be
about
the
having
case.
to go back to the place
Yeah.
that drives you nuts and
just,
you hate.
You're not in a great mindset. You're great mindset at work. You're going to love your vacation. It just makes it better.
Well, you have
in my mind.
you can't escape life anyway, right? You can turn it off maybe for a couple days or a week or whatever, theoretically, right, by going on vacation, but and maybe reset. Like my wife and I, this was our second honeymoon. We used it to reconnect, right? Like it was just literally us, like old, crotchety teenagers dating it. You know what I mean? Well, it was just us. We didn't have to worry about anybody or
This was
anything
just
else.
Your second honeymoon?
Our second honeymoon. Dude, it's our first vacation together alone without
Second
kids in
honeymoon
30
this year?
No, yeah. In 34 years. No, dude, we've always been with our kids. So, I mean, it was us connecting back together. I mean,
That's what happens after the first honeymoon.
That's right.
Hey,
Well, dude, we were sitting on looking at the Gulf of Mexico at midnight one night, or, at night.
Gulf
and
of
I
America.
Gulf. There you go. I asked her to marry me again. You know what I mean? That's for me. It was going away and appreciating my life. Gulf of America. Not yet. Not yet.
It's like I'm forever watching a Saturday Night Live skit. It's fantastic. My whole life is a Saturday Night Live skit. That's what I love. People look at me and go, seriously? I'm like, it's absolutely a blast.
Hey, man, as long as you're enjoying it, that's all that matters because nobody else has to enjoy it other than you,
Yeah.
right?
I absolutely. Life is. Rancher Ron said it right.
Right.
Life is an adventure.
Adventure,
to be
not
lived,
a problem to
be
solve. That's right.
And I live that adventure every day.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know my checkout date. Don't want to know my checkout date.
No.
What I want, what I pray for is, when they throw the dirt on me. Actually, I told them to just burn me up, throw me away.
Right.
Don't leave me in a jar on the mantle. Just toss me.
Ron's a super
I'm bad-
smart
I'm
dude.
bad at that time. Anyway, I want them. I want them, 50 years from now, if today was my last day, to keep telling stories and going back and watching a great episode of The Grounds and going, God, this guy's a fucking idiot. So great.
Dude, you're a great
You know.
storyteller. I love that. I love that about you. You know what I mean? You
Then
make
we've got
things
Eric-
interesting. And
Eric
Rancher
over
Ron's
here.
totally
Hey,
on
thank you,
key.
Eric. We absolutely love you.
Yeah.
Let's look forward to y'all on Fridays. Go enjoy today. This isn't a dress rehearsal or a
They-
concept. It's
We
your
got
life.
Yep,
You know,
life
we got
not a
Eric
dress-
over
yep,
here, hair
yep.
blowing in the wind, holding
Right.
a pizza, sparkling pants in the sunlight.
Yeah.
Bedazzled freaking
Yeah.
pants.
You know,
My buddy that just died last year, that was actually his dad's thing, was life's not a dress rehearsal, right? The show's today. So you're on stage, do your thing. And that's like Rancher Ron his thing is right. Life is an adventure to be lived, right? Every day is different. You can try to plan it. You can try, right? Or you can accept that it's going to be an adventure, right? And things are going to change, and just learn how to roll. So I think this is how I do it. I learned how to roll with everything that comes at me, right?
Oh, for
Instead
sure.
of making a problem,
For
I
sure.
try to solve
But
some of the
there's a
problems.
There's
Life-
a reason actors
Right.
do dress rehearsal, though. It's
There is, because-
adequate planning.
Right, but no, hold on. Right, but the dress
Is
rehearsal for them is so it
essential.
looks better to us.
Well,
But for us in
right,
our life,
and for them.
right, but for us in our life, we don't get to redo whatever you did this morning, right? Like you can't redo this morning, whatever you did. Whatever you did, you did. It's over, it's done. You can do it differently tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you can learn from that mistake and change it up, but you can't redo it. So it's not, you can't rehearse what you did this morning. You can plan for it, but you didn't. It happened, accept the outcome, move forward.
Yeah.
The problems in life,
I can definitely plan for it. I could definitely rehearse for it.
but it's not, you can't control it. So it's not necessarily going to happen. You have to deal with it when it hits
The best laid plans of mice and men isn't necessarily I don't think so much about don't plan as just be flexible, because you never know what
you
life's
have-
going to throw at you.
You have to plan, but you have to have basically be able to be flexible when a contingency comes up that's going to.
Oh yeah.
You're never going to have be at the same place or get to the same place through a plan. You're going to have a guide, and that guide is going to change as you go. And it's how you change. It's how you switch gears, and how, you want to end up in this place. You'll be somewhere close, right? But nobody's plan has ever gone perfectly.
Scott was
As far
down
as
there
I know.
in Isla Mujeres doing peyote with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I so bad wanted to do the ayahuasca. I did, dude. I've been wanting to do that for a long time. I think that would be pretty
That's what it
cool.
was, ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca. I think that would be pretty cool.
That's a small town in Wisconsin.
It is probably. No, you
Almost
can.
certainly.
So we want to go to
Got
Belize.
17
Yeah,
bars and a
Right.
Dollar General.
yeah. We're gonna go to Belize, and they have that.
Yeah.
So I really that's that's something that interests me,
Yeah.
right? Not other people, but that's a choice that I make.
Let's see, you
Right,
can
and
go to
people
Vegas and do ayahuasca.
Yeah, fuck that. I want to go. I want to go to the country. I want to go to the country, like we were talking about the Mayan culture, dude. It's a different way. It's a different feeling. It's a different
I don't
place.
want to do mind-altering drugs ever.
Well, that's okay.
Ever.
And that's your choice.
there's
Yeah,
no need
dude,
for
that scene. did you watch the Val Kilmer Doors movie ever?
Oh,
Like
long
Ryan?
time. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's but there's the one scene where they do peyote and it's like super realistic. Like they eat it, they throw it up, they trip their balls off. He beats the hell out of Meg Ryan.
Right.
Oh,
That-
really?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't. Okay,
yeah,
that sucks.
That for me, I watched that and I was like, yeah, I think I'm good on peyote
Yep. No
for
need to do
forever.
mind-altering.
Right.
Acid, whatever. Don't need that. No, thank you.
Right.
No, thank you.
I totally get that. And you know what's even better is I totally respect that, because that's a choice that you have, and you actually you have your own. You have a very good view on things. You have a very good attachment.
To be perfectly frank, and I don't normally do impressions. Right? That's why I say, like, you do you. Everybody,
Right? No.
Look, I love people for who they are, and here, this is the other thing that I absolutely love about Americans is Americans are going to give you their freaking opinion, whether you ask for it, like it or not. Here's the best thing, and
Unsolicited.
here's a great story. Now, if anybody
That's
knows,
what's good about the show.
if anybody knows Drew Cappuccino, right? The way that the three of us know Drew Cappuccino, so he jumps on a plane.
Yeah.
And he's headed out to Anaheim on Tuesday. And right next to him sits probably a middle-aged lady who is on her way home from the inauguration.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
And she is on cloud nine, he says, right? And now, if you know Drew,
Yeah.
first of all, he's squeezed into an
A little airline seat.
that
Yep.
he doesn't want to be, and he doesn't want to be around people. Like,
Yep.
this is just his Italian self, right? And he's like, so I'm sitting there, Kent, and she's because she's on fire. Because she was, and what a cool thing to be at the inauguration. Right? What an event!
She's
You're
excited.
Right? She's excited, and Drew's like, so I'm looking at her, and I'm taking my earbuds, going, oh yeah, oh okay. And I'm like, this poor bastard, because he's the most non-political person, right? He could give two shits, right?
Yeah.
And this lady is just on fire, and he laughed, and I go, "What'd you do?" I go, "What'd you do to deserve that?" I said, "That's instant karma. Who did you piss off that morning?" I was like,
You ain't wrong.
and
You ain't wrong.
I'm laughing. I'm like, you did something to somebody. You stew knotted somebody. You did something that morning. And I go 3.5 hours
Yeah.
next to.
Boy, I thought you were going to tell me someone famous sat down next to him.
No. And you could just see Drew like, yeah.
Oh yeah. It's
Right. But the nice thing is, I mean, for his sake, is he can do that without being rude. You know, I mean, just
Okay,
he's
thanks. Rude as hell.
Just
I don't see him doing that.
No,
without
listen.
that.
Why is that? Why is that rude? You have unsolicited conversation that you're trying to probably, people. There's social cues when you're trying to shut someone down. If this broad just came from the inauguration, she's no dummy, so she knows social cues, right? So if she takes offense to it, that's her fault. That's her problem, not his.
Yeah.
He wants to get on his flight and go to California. He doesn't want to listen to some broad, whatever. And excuse my language. I didn't mean to call her broad. That's disrespectful. But some lady, some crazy inauguration happy lady, ruin his flight and his time.
Thanks, Archie.
Because she couldn't afford a nonstop flight back.
Whatever, right? Like really, yeah. You had to take a couple connections, a couple layover. Yeah. So
nobody wants to have a layover at O'Hare. That's miserable.
Oh, it is miserable.
Oh God, dude, coming back into the country was the worst. It was almost an hour and a half.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I was laughing the whole time he was telling me the story. I was like, holy fuck.
40 lanes to get in. They have 7 open, and it's 7 o'clock at night.
I tell him, I'm like, that's when you go live, bro.
You're not wrong, dude. That would have been, dude.
That's how you go. Hold on, man.
That would have been perfect. Yep.
Yep.
Damn, Drew, if you're listening,
pay for that Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. That's a great. Damn, Drew, if you're listening, that would have been. Could you imagine that?
Just hold on.
Yep.
Okay. We're live right now.
Yeah, I really want to get your perspective. I own a radio station. Yeah, I could put you on a podcast and we can talk about this, especially with a couple guys on the grounds where we'll get close.
This is the ground
conversation for mile 22.
What show do we go live on?
That's a good aisle. He's right there in the middle of the plane.
That's funny. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we're 2 minutes over.
Ooh.
Good stuff. Even though Steph and Joe is a repeat today, so stick around. But hey, like, subscribe, do everything. Go get a massage over at Natural Therapy Wellness Center, 815-385-8190, www.mckinnermassage.com. And then go get yourself some flowers, $5 bundle, fresh cut flowers over at JH Events Flowers. 2 locations, one in Fox Lake, one in McHenry. Listen, we absolutely love you. Again, you could not start a Friday without this sweet nectar, but you have to get dirty in the grounds here, and you just did.
Yeah. So, hey, yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We certainly appreciate you. And the best thing you guys could do for this station and us over here is like, share, subscribe, help us become more successful than we already are. Because the more successful we come, the more people we can help.
Love you, buddy. Love
and
you.
that's all we're looking to do is help
Yeah.
one person at a time. So go out there, be the change you want to see in the world, guys. Work hard and be nice to people. I love you. Thank you for listening and have a great, great weekend.